We're gonna do a really nice little New Year. I don't want to call it a prayer. If you'd like to turn it into a prayer, it can certainly be a prayer, but more of like a hope, a beautiful little hope for us at the end. And in the middle, we're just gonna move our bodies, feel good. Remember to move at your pace, just thinking about one breath per movement. And I'm gonna ask you today to really try, instead of thinking about making a shape or move my body this side, that side, think about embodying your pose, like literally breathing in to extend and feel your pose in a different way than you ever have before today. We're going to begin with some breath work to really arrive, to allow us to settle and feel like we're ready and get ourselves into the mood. So when you are, come back to your mat with me, please. I don't know if it's chilly in your zone, wherever you are in your home or wherever you happen to be stationed, but it's quite cold in my basement. So I have a little space heater that I'm setting up if anybody else would like to get cozy. Just gonna make this a little bigger for everyone. Okay, my friends, Happy New Year. Welcome back, everyone. When you're ready, find yourself in any seated position. I like cross-legged. Sometimes I like to be kneeling. Sometimes I like bound angle. So if there's something that you really enjoy, even if you'd like to back yourself up to a wall to begin class, please get cozy. And then scooch around a little bit, fidget. We're only going to take 3 breaths. You won't be still for long, but somehow scooch that flesh out from under your buns and your tailbone so you feel a source of plugging in and grounding, drawing some really beneficial energy up from Mother Earth. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths with our arms to begin. In through our noses and make an audible sigh as you exhale, or any noise that happens to come out. Breathe in, arms up overhead, huge belly breath. If you can, try to fill up your belly. Full sigh of an exhalation. Try that again. Maybe you move your arms in a new way, and as you breathe in, can you open your fingers? Spread your palms really wide, lift your side bodies. Exhale, softening hands down a new way. Try again, another big, beautiful in-breath in, welcoming our bodies and our minds, our breath to the practice. Exhale, same thing. See if you can let your arms fall a new way. Inhale again, arms up and overhead. Pull down into a goalpost formation, palms face forward, and scoop your elbows forward. So it feels like your collarbones are widening, but your shoulder blades are helping your heart rise. Like they're giving your heart a little boost to the sky. Take a peek up. And then press your forearms together, bow, elbows towards navel, eyes towards thumbs, finding a little bit of a rounded, angry cat shape. Let's try that twice more. Inhale, this feels like cow, right? Scooch forward through your belly. Shoulder blades support the back of your heart, help it puff up. Exhale, round. Now let's try that again, but remember to make all movements your own. You're your unique person, so we might not all move in the same exact way. For example, if I wanted to move a little bit side to side in any posture, please feel organic movements are always invited. Big breath in. Left arm falls, and as it does, your right arm reaches up and over. But again, try to reach off and make some movements that feel good in your body. So I like to think about a little sway. Reach forward on the diagonal, and eyes look down to try to get into your low back. Arms rise. Stretch up tall here like you're climbing a rope. Lift up through your side bodies. I like to actually make the motion of climbing the rope because it makes me feel like I'm really lifting and lengthening. Lifting and lengthening. One more big breath in. Right arm falls, left arm reaches. We feel that plugging, that grounding through our left sits bone, even as we move and reach as it makes us feel great. No wrong way to move. Approaching everything today with a beginner's curious mindset. Back to the center. Lean your hands back, and if you're cross-legged with me, swap the legs. Take the other shin in front, but stay leaning back here. Let's try to scoot forward from our knees to our pelvis, navel, chest, collarbones, and throat. I like tented fingertips. Can you join me back there? Think about bending your knuckles as you tent your fingertips, like you're gonna pop a tennis ball in your hand to get your wrists a little energized, starting to strengthen them here. And then on your next exhalation, come forward, but I want you to take a peek at me for a moment. As you reach forward, I would like you to try to place your palms flat and spin the inner elbow crease forward. So we're gonna think about this just for a second. When we arrive in downward facing dog, it's the same rotation. As you spin those elbow creases forward, do you notice how your bicep turns up and wraps out and your tricep wraps down, okay? At the same time, plug into the base of your thumb and your index finger so that we stay strong and true in our wrists. Let's take one more breath in here. It's not gonna be as noticeable in downward facing dog, but it's a great practice. It's gonna spread our shoulder blades and help us hug in towards the midline in our dogs. Come on, back up. One more big rotation each way. Inhale, rise. Left arm falls, but we're gonna make it circular this time. So sweep your right arm all the way around the front. Rise with your left arm. Sweep it forward and around. Getting a little groovy. Feel free to lean back and open your chest. The only thing I really want you to be aware of here as you move is that your bottom shoulder isn't facing forward. See my cranky shoulder? I'm gonna show you what it looks like when it's not cranky. Really open and back, okay? So be aware of that as you move. We're gonna take 3 more each side. Sits bones are staying grounded. 2 more each side, big, beautiful breaths. Beginning a little bit of a dynamic breath flow here. And anytime you wanna linger, please do. You can meet us whenever you feel ready. Coming back to center, let's crawl over to our tabletops and put a little cushioning under your knees if they feel a bit irritated by a hard floor. We're gonna be here for a little while. Tucking our toes for a second, moving forward and back, awakening wrists and bottoms of feet. But as we begin, let's draw our navels in strong, like we've snapped them up towards our spine. One more sway, forward and back. And then lift a little bit through your belly. Draw it in a bit stronger. Ease your hips back almost to your heels and begin to draw circles. We have a really strongly engaged core. You can go all one way. I like to go one way and then switch directions so I don't forget how many I've done on one side. We're gonna try 2 more breaths here with these big hip circles. Embodying our shapes by breathing into everything. In this posture, let's breathe into our outer hips. 1 more. Come on back to your tabletop. Keep your core engaged and dial out your left fingers any degree. They may even face all the way back towards your knees. Then start to ease back like you're coming into child's pose. Feel the heel of your hand rise. See if that feels nice to stretch your forearm and your inner wrist, or if it feels better to press your heel of hand back down. If this is way too intense, just stay up front, maybe move a little side to side. Try to stay with our toes tucked as long as possible. If that gets really uncomfy, feel free to rest them and rejoin us with toes tucked when you can. Shifting back forward, dial those left fingers forward, and then exactly in the same spot, replace them with palm up, back of hand down. Try to make a few fists. When you do, press your thumb. That's the fun part. Trying to press your thumb on your middle finger there is really hard. It's gonna help us wake up that inner wrist tendon. Squeeze. I always get an out breath when I squeeze because it's not easy, right? Inhale. All right, let's go. And to the other side, release that hand. Maybe give it a little tiny, soft, gentle shake, like you're dropping some water off your fingertips. And dial out your right fingers. Any degree, all the way back facing the knees is the furthest we'll go. Shift your buns back. Notice the heel of hand starts to rise. And that could feel great. Might feel better if you try to push it down. I think I get more sensation if mine's lifted. So you do whatever feels best for you. Keep fingers open and energized. We're gonna take 1 more breath in here. How's your belly? Still pulled in? Strong core. Come on forward. Find that same spot, but just flip your palm up. Wrist may be a little tender, so take your time. When you feel ready, let's make a fist. Whew, does the thumb want to cooperate? Try to press the thumb pad onto a finger. It's so hard. Exhale, just find a breath, no matter which one it is. 1 breath per movement. 2 and 1. Ooh, flip that palm back down, but maybe give it a shake. And if you're feeling like you need a break in both wrists, come and sit on your heels. Shake everything out. When you're back to feeling normal, come into tabletop again. We're gonna use our bodies, my friends. Core work. Move your knees back a tad bit. So you can cross your right knee to your left elbow and then push straight back, keeping your belly in. Find your left elbow, push straight back. Inhale, exhale, any breath that works for you. I always like when we're crunching and exhale to try to squeeze all the air out. 3, 2, and 1. Try to hold it across your body. Puff up your chest like an angry cat and lift a little bit higher if you can. Drop that back down, and then same leg, right foot, flex it and push it towards the sky. Belly is still in strong, flat-bodied, long spine. Tiny little pulses towards the ceiling, warming up your backside. Think about pulling your buns up towards your hip bones. Squeeze up and in. 4. And 1. Beautiful job. Quick switch to the other side. Left knee comes across, little crunch to the right elbow. Send it straight back. Let's just watch that our back stays long here. Body as still as possible, and we're not dropping into a cow shape with our navel. Feeling squeeze, feeling extension. Exhale, inhale. We have 3 more. Body's pretty flat here, right? We want to notice the difference when we puff up the back of our heart. So next crunch, cross body, stay, squeeze, puff up the back of your heart, make an angry cat shape, hold, release. Take a second. Same leg. Take that left foot, flex it, and push it towards the sky. Watch that your belly didn't drop down. Stay long. Little micro pulses. Squeeze to warm up your glutes. Lift. How about those toes? Can you awaken your toes? Energize them. Spread them. We have 4 more squeezes. Shoulders down from your lobes. Last one. Whew, good job, yogis. Reaching forward, we're finding a puppy pose for our shoulders. Couple of options here. I'd like your knees to stay under your hips. We can come once we're in our down dog arms to forehead on the mat. This is a bit of a less intense option. If you're feeling great in your shoulders, eye gaze looks forward, chin may rest on the mat, looking at your thumbs. If it feels really, really tight, you may want to separate your arms, making a V shape with your arms for less shoulder intensity. No matter what, we're trying to think about melting the front of our heart down towards the floor, creating a little ski slope in our spines. Really, really big on the shoulders, right? So if you've looked forward and you're hovering over your chin or resting on your chin and it's too much, quickly put your forehead back down and crawl your hands in. Just take a child's pose if puppy isn't your jam today. We've got 2 more breaths here. Try to pull your pelvic floor up and in, navel still supporting your low back. Rest your forehead down, draw your hands back. Find 1 more table, but this time angry cat, right on down into cow. Let's really move through our face, lifting chin and cow, eye gaze towards navel and cat. Softening your facial expression as you move here. And then really try to make it your own, yogi. So if you want to push your ribs side to side in any of these postures or float your body forward and back, we have all the organic movements you can think of. Anything that feels good, try. And on our last 2, let's use our hands. Pull the heels of your hands back when you're in your cat. Press your fingertips forward when you're in your cow. Finding 1 more cow shape and holding whenever you arrive, no rush. As you do, walk your hands forward a tad, but hold your cow shape, tuck toes if they're untucked, and scoop your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Woo, finally off the knees. Do all of the fun things to release your body. And then let's revisit. Remember how we moved our inner elbow creases forward, right? Think about doing that here with the intention of rolling biceps up, out, and around, triceps down, but continue to push through base of thumb and index finger. Let's bend our knees as much as you can, yogis. Find a longer push now through the heels of your hands, lengthening your spine. And as you do, lift all 10 toes off the mat. Let's just give them some liberation. We always want to be free in our toes. Place them down, but softly. Let's try to push out through the outer hips that we breathed into earlier. As if your big toes push to the left and right to rip your mat in half. Feel your sits bones spreading. Big breath in. Angry cat in your back again as you roll forward to plank or kneeling plank if that feels better. Bend your knees, drop your navel, find that cow-like posture as you glide back to downward facing dog. Exhale, roll forward, angry cat plank. Bend knees, inhale, making your spine feel like liquid as it moves forward and back. One more big round like this. Breathe in. Breathe out. Downward facing dog in any way it feels wonderful for you. Rising up through your left toes, a big, beautiful breath in. These could be lifted an inch or 3 feet, whatever feels great. Yogis, everybody's body is different every day. No practice looks like anyone else's. Move as it feels good. Point your toes and then flex. Point your toes and then flex. One more like that. Wake up your ankle. Draw your knee back into your chest. Cheetah crunch, big puff through the back of your heart. Angry cat style back, and then land in a lunge. When you find your lunge, shift your hips forward and down. Eyes and collarbones pull forward. Shift back to a straight left leg. Breathe in. Straight with a soft bend in your knee, though. Come forward, hips heavy, heart light and lifted. Pull back, wide pyramid, feeling not just your left hamstring, but your back calf. Ooh, that's good, isn't it? Twice more, breathe in. Breathe out. Such a joyous move. Breathe in, feel really light and uplifted. Exhale, send tension and toxic negativity away. Rebend into lunge. Can we come back through cat to find our downward facing dog? Puff up your back, cheetah pose, press back, down dog when you're ready. Shake it out. Good job, yogis. Left leg rises. Right leg rises. Big breath in. Three-legged dog of your choice. Once you've arrived, point and flex through your foot. Feel length, feel strength, feel stability. How about those elbows? You feel that rotation? Feel that hugging shoulder blades down towards your chest. Look at your thumbs. Crunch like an angry cat forward. Make lots of space. Puff up, up, up. Then land in your lunge. Ooh, let your hips sink down. Heart forward, really lift. Great time for blocks or something that builds your floor up. Shifting back so front leg softly straightens. Feel that back half. Breathing in. Breathing out. Your speed here. Some people like to flex their front foot. I'm not a huge fan of that. It kind of hurts my heel. So try, be curious and open-minded, and then do what felt great. Hang on to this lunge for just a second longer. Get flat palms, or you can use fists, but we're gonna puff up our back, try to find that cheetah again, and then push back to downward facing dog. Both heels rise. Tiptoe walk forward to fold, but as you do, little footprints pitter-patter as many times as you can, pulling your thighs up into your hip socket. Lift, crunch, lift, soft tap down, squeeze, release. And once you're in your fold, bend your knees as much as you'd like. Place the back of your hands outside your pinky toes, please. Hang your head and give it a gigantic no shake. No to whatever you don't want to do. No need to say yes. And then make a yes shake. Yes to bringing in all the good, the joy, the happiness, the release from our yoga practice. Soften your head, be still, and then slowly climb fingertips up your body. So it's a very slow, long journey to the sky where we find mountain pose together. And from mountain pose, hands at side, extend all the way up, really open through the fingers. Press palms overhead, eye gaze follows, and we do that little rope-like climb where we wiggle higher through the side bodies. Maybe stepping feet wider if it feels necessary. Hold your right wrist and tip over to the left side. Oh, nice. If it feels better to lean around or down, do what feels good. Into the center on the in-breath. Hold left wrist as you exhale. Lean around, check out a new spot. One more big breath into center. Right leg steps behind this time as we pull the right wrist over. I like to smile up towards the sky on this one because you get it into your belly. It becomes a little back bend if you like that. Center inhale. Left leg steps. Left wrist is being supported to guide you higher. Move a little, look around. Inhale back to center. Big breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Once you fold it, bend your left knee. Right hand comes to the hip, and we're just gonna try to peek over that right shoulder. If it all feels good, straight, soft, straight right leg. Send the right arm skywards. Now let's just do some big shoulder circles here. Might get you a little dizzy, but I like to look with my eyes where my fingers travel, making your neck feel kind of good. Switch directions. Breathe into your outer hip again. Once you get back down, let's switch, my friends. Come to the center, straighten or bend both legs, whatever feels best. Right fingers stay, right knee bends. Left hand comes to the hip, and try to take your eyes up past left shoulder so we can feel this great opening stretch. Fingertips climb skywards. We're gonna cross, reach, and expand our breath. Taking big circles when you're ready, keeping the legs the same, and I challenge you to use your eyes to follow your fingertips. Swap directions. One more big circle. Refinding forward fold when your fingertips are towards the earth. Take a halfway lift, breath comes in. Try to really push here. Top of head away from tail, shoulders away from hip bones. Release, left leg, long lunge back. Stay on your tented fingertips if possible. Remember to bend knuckles, squeeze towards one another, and let's move through the hips. Taking right hip back as left hip comes forward, really strong and square. Arms rise, pressing palms up and overhead for this beautiful lunge. Stay right where you are, or optionally with me, tap down for your left knee, or as low as it feels good going. I want you to feel a scooting forward of your left hip flexor. So it comes from back to forward, really stretching out our psoas. One more big breath in. Holding your lunge, bringing hands to goalpost, and then scooping open like a cow body. Top of head back, tail back. Reach forward, but give yourself a hug. Cross one arm over the other. Tuck elbows down towards front knee. Inhale, open again. Cow body with these goalpost arms, but can your elbows come forward? Scooping your heart up with your shoulder blades. Opposite arm crosses, hug, hug. Oh, I love that. We need some self-love, don't we? Exhale, hug. Inhale, open. One more big breath in. Exhale. Stepping right back forward, yogis. Inhale, arms rise. Fingertips fall. Lift your back leg. Hover it for a second in a supported warrior three. And then release to forward fold. Take a load off. Big breath out here. Halfway lift. Next inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, right foot steps back. Tent your fingertips, but pop that tennis ball. Really squeeze in to strengthen wrists. Swivel through your hips. Feel. Right hip, pull forward. Left sits bone, push back. And when you feel strong in your foundation, rise, pressing palms overhead. Now, as we lift long in our side bodies, keep ribs pointing down towards your hip bones and belly in strong. So we're not back bending too much here. Right knee gently. Inhale, rise. Hovering or possibly even touching down. Find what feels really good for you. Twice more with breath, yogis. Feeling the right front of your hip really stretch out. Isn't that nice? Find all your breath right there. Your lunge, hold, goalpost arms, a little cat back. Oh, excuse me, this is cow. Not yet. Cow first, then cat. Give yourself that big hug. Inhale, open. Feeling fingertips crawl back as elbows come forward. Scooping your heart up and under. We're gonna be breathing really strong today with our wide open lungs. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out. Arms rise. We replace them on the floor, low lunge. Back leg floats up for a soft supported warrior three. And then gently float down to forward fold. Roll to rise, yogis, whether you like to spin around the corners. We're gonna find our way to mountain pose. No rush. In fact, the last person up wins. When you find mountain pose, sweep your arms skywards, taller this time, pressing palms, heels rise. You want to try to poke yourself out of the camera so you can't see your fingers anymore. Lift up a little longer. Exhale, release heels, forward fold again. Let's add on, yogis. Left leg steps back. Finding a lunge just for a moment. Squeeze through your hips, square. Pull blade edge of back foot down as arms come all the way up and around. Warrior two, clasping behind low back. Press heels of hands and knuckles chase the floor. Feel spread wide open left to right on your chest. Remember, our ribs are gonna stay down, belly in. From here, a little tick-tock with our necks. Ear to one shoulder, ear towards the other. If your elbows are bothered when you clasp your hands behind your back, you can always clasp your forearms. Same, just press your forearms to the ground there. One more each way. Spread arms wide. Come into your very deepest version of warrior two, trying to get our right shins parallel to the floor. These are thighs, not shins. And lift your right heel. Eye gaze floats over your fingertips on the right hand, and then just give them all a wiggle. If your shoulders are feeling stressed, turn your palms up. Find some more space between earlobes and shoulder heads. One more big breath in. Palms back down. Let's find a low lunge. Give your arms a hugely exaggerated windmill down. Push back downward facing dog. If you'd like to pause in table or child's, always take that time for yourself. Come forward, angry cat back into your plank when you're ready. Knees or no knees, we're melting to the floor. Chaturanga on down. When you've arrived, scoot your toes way far away from the top of your head and bring palms and forearms down for Sphinx. Take a peek. Are your elbows under your shoulders? Once they are, let's try to pull elbows back towards hips to guide our chest right through that upper arm window. If you feel pinchy in your low back here, widen your feet as much as necessary left to right. More sensation will be if we keep our legs closed here. This is a great place to stay, but if you'd like to add on, left toes rise, but they go longer than they're lifting, so push out. We're gonna try to plug into our hips here and our pelvis. Toes down. Same thing with the right. Push longer than you're lifting. More energy in the length. Release. Refix yourself. Chest glides forward. Elbows glide back. Come to the floor and rest for a moment. I like to cross my hands, but you can also rest your forehead right on the floor. Toes to sky and give them a little windshield wipe side to side to release your low back. Let's push back, yogis. Toes come back out long. Find a child's pose. Tuck your toes. Come forward into table, make a cow. Scoop your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Lift both heels and tiptoe forward, but every tiptoe feels like a lift. Femur bone up into hip socket, a little crunch for your belly. Backs of hands come down next to pinky toes. If that's really low for you, you can always use your shins to press and stretch out your wrists. Find a beautiful way for your spine to rise so it feels really confident, long, happy, and spacious. From mountain, sweep up to extended mountain. Really extend your mountain by lifting your heels. Can you eye gaze up? Oh, that's scary. We've got this. Together, we are more balanced. Exhale, heels. Eyes forward, float to fold. Well done. Halfway lift, bring energy and length into your upper half. Release. Right toes, step back. Find that big square. We want to pause in each posture to really acknowledge it, embody it, breathe into it. Squeeze your right hip flexor forward. Blade edge of right foot falls. Be dramatic. Sweep your arms up, finding this great warrior two. It's not about being perfect in the posture, according to any textbooks. It's about feeling good. So let's find spaciousness here. Left knee out towards baby toe. Clasp behind your low back, but go opposite thumb from what habitually happens. That feels weird. Weird is good. Once you've arrived, feel great and long in your torso and take some tips, ear to shoulder. And if this is getting old, since we just did it, you can also go semicircling. You know your neck best, so be really gentle with whatever you're doing. Soften your expression. Ah, that felt good, didn't it? Eyes back forward, arms open. Take a peek down the left fingertips, give them a flutter. Maybe turn palms up to check that your shoulders are relaxed. And lift your left heel as an option. Find the lowest, strongest version of your warrior two. Palms turn back down. Heel falls. We take a big dramatic windmill down. Finding lunge, and you get to dog in any way it feels good for you. We'll wait, yogis. We're going to take a breath in here. Remembering about those tips we talked about in the beginning. Roll forward when you're ready. Plank, like an angry cat finding a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Sphinx again, my friends. Walk your toes way far back. Bring your forearms down. And always make sure you're comfy in your clothes. There's no wrinkles or anything that are going to prevent you from focusing on your back. Let's guide our elbows back towards our toes to really pull the heart forward. And if possible, plugging in through the hip points here. Right heel to butt. Flex this foot, just like we started with. Can you lift and lower this leg? It's okay if you can't. Stay here or stay in Sphinx. So we're going to try and exhale. Squeeze up. Soft inhalation, lower. 3 more. Notice what's happening with your facial features. Has your expression changed? Can you soften it? Those toes extend all the way back out. Reset yourself. Did you get a little hunkered? Lift back up. Take your left heel towards your butt. Flex that foot. And we're going to use our breath. Whatever breath works for you. 1 breath to lift. 1 breath to softly lower. 3 more like this. Keep on pressing through the right toes on this side. Soften your face. Extend. Oh, wow, that was a big one, wasn't it? Release. Hands can come down for forehead to rest on, or you can rest forehead right on the mat. In that case, hands would be on this side. Toes to ceiling if you'd like to windshield wipe and release your back. Sometimes strength building can feel like tension, so we want it to just evaporate before we move on. All right, that's the end of the Sphinxes. Let's celebrate by stretching a bit more. Push back to child's pose. And then walk hands over to the left so your hips can pull off to the right. Allow your head to really bow down and feel your right side stretching. Feels like there's light coming underneath your right shoulder blade, doesn't it? Switch in your time. Hands right, hips left. Bow down. The deeper we get in our head here, the more we'll find sensation in the left side body. Back to center and downward facing dog when you're ready, but can you find table, cow, and then scoop to dog, just a little bit more in the spine that way. Right leg is gonna rise, yogis. Let's stay for a moment here. Point flex, lift as high as you'd like, whatever feels good. Heel to butt and tiny little knee circles. If the tiny ones feel good, make them bigger. If the bigger ones feel good, straighten your leg. Gonna go really big here. Swap directions when you're ready. Keep on pressing back. And then bend your heel towards your butt. Take it overhead, like you could push it all the way up to the top of your mat for a little back bend. Extend back to 3-legged dog. Toes rest, left leg rises. Big breath in, find the length. Tiny little circles as your knee bends. Just draw little ones and make sure your hip is happy with that. Bigger if it feels better. Extend legs straight if you want a little more. Swap directions when you're ready. Full of breath, yogi, stay strong here. Rebending. Heel to butt, regular 3-legged dog, and then heel to butt. Toes come like they could stretch all the way over the top of your head towards the top of your mat. Little back bend like a scorpion stinger. 1 more big breath in. Extend, replace, walk fingertips back towards your toes this time. How about giving those shoulders a break? That was good, strong work. Roll to rise, but take it one little vertebrae at a time. Spinal articulations here. Hands glide up the side body, reach overhead. Press palms, drive them back down towards the floor like you're diving into a little pool in between your big toes. Walk right back out to that plank you came from. All right, one more round of core work here, yogis. Let's lift both heels. Push back into downward facing dog with heels lifted. Swivel them off to the left side. If possible, draw your left knee into a big bend. Stay right here, this feels good, or we can come into modified side plank. Right arm rises. Feeling still good? Pull your left knee in towards your chest. No need to add on. We're gonna come right back the way we came. If you wanted to hang, one more breath. Right arm down. Let's come back into our bent knee, swivel dog. And then everyone rise right back up to dog. Heels elevate. Pull forward into plank. Keep heels elevated as you push back to dog. Swivel both heels to the right side. Big bend in your right knee. This feels really good. You can just stay. If you'd like to, left arm rises. We find a modified side plank. Right knee can pull in towards our chests. Give yourself a little wobble challenge. When you're ready, replace the left hand. Come back to that bent knee, swivel dog. Swivel back to center, both heels rise. Roll your way through cat into plank. Drop to your knees and have a seat on your heels. If this is comfy, don't worry, we won't be here for very long. Just take a moment to check in. See how you're feeling after all that. Most likely you're feeling like you need to give your shoulders, your hands, and your wrists a second yes. Take your hands forward and clasp them and roll them into a figure eight. So we've prepped a lot of back bending today. Let's do a little bit of camel, supported with the option of unsupporting your camel if you feel very strong and confident in your low back. When you're ready, stand on your shins. You're gonna choose whether you tuck or untuck your toes. I like them because they feel like little breaks, so I tuck mine. Then bring both fists into the small of your back where there's that curvature. Alternatively, yogis, you can press your heel of hand on your buns and let your fingertips fan open up under your shoulder blades. I like that too because it feels like you're helping yourself push to rise. Whatever option you choose, let's turn our bellies on. Navel into spine. Start to pull your elbows towards one another. Eye gaze floats upwards. And with hips over knees, we're gonna squeeze our buns and push forward through the hips. Keep your belly turned on here. Keep breathing. If your head is dropped back, tuck your chin towards your chest and re-rise. Arms up and overhead this time. Take a big breath. Now think about the palms or the fists being right back where they were and replicate that as you squeeze your buns, keep your belly switched on, start to hinge back just a little bit. Hips stay over your knees. Eye gaze may float up or back. If this is enough, stay, or we can windmill the right arm behind, reaching for the right heel. Bring that back up if you did. Left arm does the same. It may stretch back. It may come to your low back. Whatever feels really wonderful for you. This is our last breath in camel. Once you're back where you started, tuck your chin to your chest. Have a seat on your heels. And just release to the tops of your feet if you did tuck your toes under. Close your knees. Let's take a little twist here. Arms rise. Twist off to the right side. Really soft here. Find that newfound length in your spine. Center we go. Big breath in. Soften down to the left side. Long in your spine. Peek over your left shoulder. Coming back to the center, finding our way back to standing for a little standing balance. Roll to rise. Take your time here. Nourish your spine with this breath and these movements. Inhale. Right knee comes up. Hold it like a little basket. Hug around the kneecap. And then just shimmy out your shoulders here. Flex through the foot. Crossing it over the opposite thigh, sitting in figure 4. But today, we're gonna take a little twist. So reach to me like we're about to embrace. I wish we could. Whenever we're back together in studio, we will. And then twist over to the left side. Now you might like to stay lifted. I like to use my hands on the bottom of my right foot for a little leverage. Soften face. Great time to find a piece of furniture or your wall if you're extra wobbly. If you're using the bottom of your foot to enhance your twist, your left arm can stretch behind you. A great little target for your eyes to peek at. Coming all the way back forward. Stay here for another breath or join me. We can come down, possibly fingertips to floor, or potentially holding both hands on your left ankle. And if you do that, try to get all the way upside down with your chin tucked to your chest, the back of your neck hanging completely wrinkle-free. Rise up when you're ready. Big inhalation, back to standing figure 4, back to basket weave, hug over the kneecap, and back to releasing our shoulders. Feels good to restart. Let's twist again, but a little bit more gently this time. Left hand on the outside of right leg. Take a peek over your right shoulder. You can also have toes on floor for this one. If y'all feel good, we're gonna extend the right arm behind us. Option to extend the right leg. And you can also switch your grip. So I like to hold on to the outer edge of my right foot just for a little bit more security. If you can't reach, no worries, hold anywhere. Flex or point through that leg, whatever feels the best. One more breath. Right back forward, not done yet. One final challenge. Everyone straighten your legs if you can, even if it's low. Be strong in your quad. Release. Woo-hoo! Where's the heat? Where can you jiggle it out or where can you rub it? So the standing leg gets a lot of work. So if you need a little knuckle massage, make yourself feel good. Let's breathe in. No rush. Join me when you can. Little basket weave around the left knee. Shoulders are happy and free. Flex through your left foot. Cross it over the right thigh. We're going to try to sit low here. There's this invisible yoga chair. I want to get cozy. Reach to me. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to hug you. All good. Stay. Or feel free to twist with me. We're going to twist towards our right side, yogi. So you might like to use the bottom of your left foot. When you feel stable, right arm opens. We're going to try to take our eyes towards those right fingertips. So breathe in, belly in, and then exhale, twist right around your core there. Unclench your jaw, soften the corners of your eyes. Make sure you're breathing. That's one of the formulas, one of the ingredients in our formula for balancing success. Come back forward, hold any figure 4 that feels good with the option to fold deeply with me. Possibly even using both hands to softly hold on to right ankle. And if you have it, I challenge you, big challenge here, to tuck your chin to your chest. We're gonna take one more big, beautiful breath in. And using the power of our exhalation, let's rise back to standing. Try to stay on this right leg only. We're gonna hug back in, basket weave style, through the hands, collect up your left knee, shimmy out your shoulders. All right, you ready? Twisting. Toes can come to floor if you'd like. We're just gonna walk our hands to the outer thigh, take a peek over our left shoulders, sending left arm behind us. These are all optional add-ons if you'd like a little more. Straightening left leg, continue to hold it in any way that feels really supportive for you. Finding your breath, yogis, really embody your pose. What are you feeling? Where can you twist a bit more deeply? How can you square off your hips? Can we pull the crown of our head higher? Come back forward, moving seamlessly now. Try to keep the legs straight. You may be hanging on still, that's okay. Open your arms if you can. Lower your leg if you need to. One more big breath in. Release. Balances are done. Great job, yogis. Shake, shake, shake. When you're ready, inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Time to come to the safety of the floor. Thank goodness. Let's find a yogi squat. Your yogi squat can be way high, depending on how your hips and your knees feel. Could be way low. Or I love to prop myself up with blocks or a pile of textbooks or pillows. Whatever you have, but just get cozy. Once you've arrived, give a little push with your elbows, even if you're up high. You can use forearms or hands. And we're gonna try a little shoulder stretch here. It's completely optional. All of us need to sit up really tall and pull our pelvic floors up and in. Think like I want to stop the flow of urine. Pull everything up and in, keep all these good energetic vibes inside. If you'd like to try this with me, right fingertips come behind your right ribs, and then you tuck your little chicken wing in. Let your left arm be soft. This is a tough posture, so we're going to be aware of liberating our toes, our left arm, and our facial features. Now, if you'd like to add the other one in at the same time, you're welcome to. If not, we're going to take 2 more breaths, and then we'll switch. So you decide what feels best for you. One more big breath in. Keep belly in, sit up tall, pelvic floor up and in. Release that arm. Don't expect too much out of it. You might need to give it a little massage. And we're going to go 3 breaths with left fingertips tucked around the back of ribs. Little chicken wing inside our left knees. It's okay if you needed to sit too. So if you're getting really tuckered out in your yogi squat, you could have a seat right on down. Do your chicken wing stretch like this. One more breath if you're still here with me. Let those fingers escape. Maybe give your shoulder a little squeeze. Good job, shoulders. And have a seat when you're ready. I challenge you to reach forward and try not to plop. Soften down. Well done, guys. Sit back, straighten your legs, and just have a little shake out so your hips feel good. You might want to massage your hips. When you do feel good, hug your right knee in. Let's get very active in our left toes. Give it a big old squeeze to sit up very tall. And then allow your knee to fall open so you look like tree pose on the ground. Your foot can be away from thigh or connected against it. We're going to take a huge lift through our sides. Think about that rope climb. Twist off to the right knee and allow arms to fall, but I really want you to try to connect your left hand with your right knee. And then just peek over your right shoulder, whether you lift your right arm or not, whatever feels good. Really active in your left toes. We can stay right here, yogis, or lift our right arms skywards and try to tip over. Now plug in through your right sits bone. Continue feeling that grounding as you tip so that you can extend lots of length through your right side body. One more big breath in here. At the bottom of that exhalation, back to seated tall. Right hand behind, we're gonna keep our legs exactly as they are. You choose whether you wanna keep your left foot flexed or try to push the foot flat. Lift up through your left arm this time. Use the outer right leg and the left heel to boost you up. Make this big, beautiful shape. Hips open, spiral lifting through the spine. Eyes look wherever your neck is very happy. Have a seat right back on down. Let's bring our knee in the way we came. Give it a big squeeze. Scooch around so your sits bones feel clear, and then extend your legs. Need a little massage, a little shake? Whenever you're ready, hug your left knee and just use it to sit very tall here. Right leg gets active, foot is flexed. Knee falls open. You choose how wide or close to your right thigh. Take a huge lift up. Don't even twist yet. Just find all that length and freedom in your upper body. When you're ready, twist left. Definitely trying to get right hand to the left knee. Peek over your left shoulder, optionally extending your arms, really going long as you connect with your breath. I love to find that big exhale. Doesn't that feel so good? Draw your belly in and see if you can help yourself morph a little deeper into your twist with an exhale. Great place to stay, but if you're adding on with me, left arm rises, tip over to the right side. Feel that left sit bone, really anchor into the mat. Find a place to look that feels so wonderful, not only in your left side body, but if you look down towards your right knee, ooh, big neck stretch, it feels great. One more big breath in. Use that full exhalation to journey on back. Left hand down, right arm rising. So we might lift here or you might just stay. If you do, use the outer left leg and somehow your right heel or bottom of foot, whatever feels best for that leg, to boost your hips skywards. Look around with your eyes. See how that changes the sensations you're feeling? I like to move through my top shoulder too. Ooh, I love that little scoop. Shoulder blades under heart as you pull back into a goalpost. Feels so good. And then release back down. Don't sit on your heel though. Make sure that's out of the way. Get yourself situated. Re-hug your left knee into your chest. Sit up really tall and then take both feet flat. Turn to your long ways on your mat so that when you lie down, there's mat behind you. And let's just do another little round of cat-cow here. So we're gonna hold something, thighs or shins. Make space between our knees to pull our bellies through for cow. Top of head and tail back, and then pull your upper back away as you round chin and eyes towards your navel. Ooh, feels so good. That's a big one, isn't it? Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more round, yogis, breathe in. And as you breathe out this time, hold your thighs only, no more shins. Continue rounding down. When you can, reach fingertips forward, but so slow. Last one down wins. Strongest core. Go low, go slow. Find the floor when you're ready. Arms overhead, toes out. Let your belly lift up towards the sky. That was great stuff. Let's go the other way. Bring your palms to the floor. Heels come underneath your knees. And then start to rise up through your spine. But first, flatten your spine out. Push your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. And then begin a really slow peel of your spine off the mat. As soon as you get up to your bridge, replace. Begin coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. Tuck your chin towards your chest so you're a little longer through your back body. Let's try that twice more. One breath to rise. You can linger if you'd like. One breath to lower. One more. Big breath in. Big breath out. Once your tailbone is fully pressed back down into the mat, draw your knees in towards your chest. Hug something. I like to go kneecaps and gently rock side to side. Let your knees begin to fall open towards your armpits as you rock. Keeping your spine really long, like it's spilling out top to bottom, left to right. It's as wide and as round as your back can be. Happy baby, step both footprints on the ceiling. Flexed feet, you're holding anything from your thighs to your heels to the blade edges of your feet. There's bonuses with everything. My favorite bonus is if you hold the blade edges, you get to use your thumb, stretch out your toes. I like to pull my toes down towards the mat and then kind of press back with the other ones. Get a great bottom of foot stretch. Maybe a little rockin' happy baby if that makes you feel really wonderful. Slide hands to your inner thighs. Straighten just your right leg and then rebend. Don't worry about happy baby shape anymore. They can just be casually bent. Left leg straightens and rebends. If your hips are feeling pretty good here, let your legs both fall open, either in a bent knee or a straight leg straddle. If you feel a bit unsupported, you can use your hands under your legs like kickstands. That's really nice. It also can help you guide your toes up towards your nose or maybe allow them to go down towards the bottom of the mat. Explore some new terrain for your straddle stretch. Definitely bring hands to outer thighs if they weren't there yet. Help your legs close. Cross your right knee over your left knee and let your left toes fall to the earth as your legs Softly fall to the left side. I like to scooch my hips to the right so that when your legs fall left, you'll notice your hips are right under your shoulders. Eye gaze can look off to the right side and arms spread open like these magnificently wide wings. If this feels too intense for your back, a couple of options, yogis. You can prop something underneath so they're not so low, or you can uncross your legs and just let the knees come together, gently fall. Let's stay there for 2 more breaths, and I have a beautiful little hope for the new year that I would like to start sharing with you on this side. As I stand upon the earth with the light of the new year dawning, I lift my face to welcome the rising sun, grateful for the constancy of its radiant warmth whenever it arises. Slowly bring your knees back to center. Take your eye gaze to the sky first. May even unwind your little eagle cross. And when you get back, situate yourself again so your hips are under your shoulders, left knee crosses over the right, and as legs fall to the right side, you may want to scoot your hips off to the left a little. Fan your arms open really wide and consider looking off to the left side. Let's take a few breaths in here. I hope for a loving connection with all of creation, remembering that I share the sun's infinite light with all living beings. This light coaxes us all to grow. I hope to honor and release last year's sorrows, to let go of separation and condemnation, and to have faith in the essential goodness of all beings. Take 1 more breath in your spinal twist. I hope to always live with an awareness of my limitless nature, in gratitude for the abundance and beauty the earth graciously bestows. Eyes back to ceiling. Slowly begin to either untangle your legs or keep them crossed as they rise to the sky. Hug your knees back into your chest and gently rock side to side again. In this new year and beyond, I hope to walk forward in love towards the light. We will do that together, yogis. We will yoga together towards our own divine inner light and that Mother Earth graciously bestows upon us. When you are ready, use one of these rocks to either roll you over really gently to the fetal position, or if you like to pop up to seated like I do. And we're gonna finish our practice exactly as we started. So let's take 3 cleansing breaths together, with or without arms, whatever movements make you feel lovely. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. As you breathe in, an affirmation I'd like to offer you: I am enough as I am. Next breath, I am perfect just as I am. Final breath of our practice together today. I have everything I need. Let's join our hands together, heart center. Press your thumbs up into your beautiful heartbeat and tuck your chin down towards your fingertips as a sign of gratitude for your beautiful flowing practice, your able bodies. My light honors your light. And when we come to this space together and we move, we breathe, we become as one. We are infinite in nature together. Namaste, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend.